Americans should be aware of what's happening in the media. We can read in the Huffington Post that America is challenged. As Obama goes to the G20, he'll meet fierce resistance of other countries against his plan to inflate and devalue all major currencies in the world. And that's the challenge against America, it's the challenge against the United States. Well, to be honest, it's not a challenge against America or a challenge against the United States. The United States is suffering hugely from the policies that it has followed. And there's only two persons now that are basically responsible for the position that the US takes. That's Mr. Ben Bernanke and Mr. Tim Geithner. And of course maybe Summers and all the people around them with the pro-banking, pro-financial system attitude that try to save the banking system to any cost, to anybody. Because there's Americans dying that cannot afford their healthcare and their treatment, and that say, okay, don't treat me, let me die, because I don't want to go into debt, etc., etc. But the danger, the really awesome danger that is happening here is that it is being projected upon the American people. It is presented as if all US citizens really want this policy that is destroying the value of their currencies, that is inflating it, that is disenfranchising them, that is putting them into huge debt. They all want this, and they go to the G20 meeting and they say, please also do the same, and if you don't do the same, then you're challenging us. That's completely misrepresenting the facts, and it is completely involving the United States people into the process that's happening right now, which has only one beneficiary, and that is the banking system. Only one beneficiary, the banking system. Basically, some people say it's Goldman Sachs that's at the head of everything, and of course you have the IMF calling for unity in the effort to fight this global recession. But of course, the IMF is also a major beneficiary of that of any action that will deflate all currencies or devalue all currencies, and that will make the need for a new international monetary unit bigger. Because who will run that international monetary unit? The International Monetary Fund, of course. So the media are completely on board, and it's very, very, very dangerous, because what happens if the media start saying the United States was challenged in their effort to fight the recession by Europe, and of course by Russia and by China. And because of that, the United States economy completely collapsed. And they'll write new history saying that it's the world that has been the aggressor towards the United States, that has destroyed the United States. And now the world is going to pay. You know, you have to recognize the narrative that's being built up in the media. Because the media are not on the side of the individual people of the United States. And even the Huffington Post, although I thought it was kind of more, you could say leftist, but more democratic and rational. The headlines on the Huffington Post are usually quite Republican, and are usually just very pro-US. Which it doesn't have to be. If you want to be a global country, if you want to live in a global economy, you should not be nationalist. So that's the whole thing. And we don't hear much pro-China chanting. So here's in the China Quandry, it's once again China leaning back, watching, wondering what other people need, and trying to provide it in a peaceful manner. That's much more in tune with their philosophy, as I have learned. And America trying to position themselves as the victims with the right to retaliate.